Hey, Aaron Chen here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, then you're probably doing a bit of research on how to build a website. Okay, so you want to get online, you want to maybe start some sort of business, you want to build a website, and you want to learn how to do it. Okay, now over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But I'm also going to talk a little bit more about why you shouldn't really be building a website, and why you should be building something else that I'll talk about, and that's actually what you really want to do if you want to be effective in online business. Okay, hey there, it's Aaron here. If you don't know who I am, I'm an online entrepreneur, been online for 9 years, but 8 of those 9 years really failed miserably. Couldn't really figure out how to build a business online, so I made a lot of mistakes. Had to pick myself back up, over and over and over again, invested a lot of money into my business, and then finally figured it out last year when I generated over 1,000 sales in my business, right? So I want to share some of those successes with you because I'm hoping that this advice is going to help you to get around a lot of these roadblocks, exactly like building a website, because that was the same thing that I was struggling with 8 years ago. Okay, so I've got a cool little diagram for you right here, and actually if you want to be effective online, it doesn't really matter what you're building. You could be trying to have some sort of weight loss product, or maybe you could have a brick and mortar business, right, where you're trying to maybe you've got a chiropractor business, or you've got some sort of print business, or maybe you've got a restaurant, and you kind of want to figure out how to get online, how to be effective and sell more product. Okay, that's the main thing that you're looking to do, right? Now, whether it's a physical product or a digital product, it doesn't really matter. Okay, what you don't need is you don't need a website, right? And I'm going to explain to you why. So I've got a little diagram here, right? I hope you like my drawing. Okay, this, I would say, is the old way of doing things, right? So this looks like a very traditional website. This is kind of what it would look like. There would be pictures at the top and then some sort of a sales copy or wording on the bottom, a bit of information about your site. This is the traditional way of building some sort of business online, right? What you don't need is you don't need a website, because the problem with websites is somebody is going to come to your site, right? And there's just kind of so much stuff going on the website that they don't really know where to go, okay? They have no idea what to do, where to go, or what to buy, right? And that's a very, very big problem, because I'm assuming that the reason why you want to build a website is because you want to sell more product, right? You want to sell more of your service, or you want to sell more of your product, whatever you're trying to do, right? You want to give yourself exposure. Now, what a website does is websites don't do anything, I would say 10 to 15 years ago, they were very effective because the internet was still very, very young back then. But in this day and age, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, it's just, they've actually become irrelevant because everyone's got a static website and it's just not that effective for what you want to do. And how I kind of figured that out was when I was struggling in my business, over the last, 8-9 years. I was about to quit. This was probably about 5 years ago, and a really big retailer came into town. I think you might have heard of it, IKEA, right? IKEA is huge. They're a Swedish furniture retailer, and we were really, really excited when the first one opened in Malaysia, right? So me and my girlfriend at the time, who's my wife now, we go to IKEA, super excited. We've never been to one, and it's got this giant kind of yellow sign, yellow and blue sign. It says IKEA, right? And the kind of doors open and we walk inside, you go up the escalator, and the first thing that you see on the ground is a giant arrow, okay? Now the interesting thing is that IKEA is very, very clever, right? It's not like a gigantic warehouse where there's just a ton of furniture everywhere and you can walk in whatever direction. No. IKEA is not like that. They're very, very strategic. The first room that you go into is the bedroom. It's the bedding area, right? So you're walking through, and it's quite narrow. It's not that wide. And what they do is they set up little rooms along the way where you can see beds, you can see mattresses and all that stuff, all different types of beds, and it literally, there's a path on the ground and there are arrows on the ground for you to kind of walk in a specific direction, right? So I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I can't just, cut to whatever room I want. I have to follow, I've got to go the exact way that IKEA wants me to go, right? So we're walking down through the bedroom section, and then after a little while, it kind of turns a corner, and then next is the kitchen section, and it's all kitchen stuff. So, you know, there's the kitchen table, the kitchen cabinet, there's fridges, you know, there's like lighting for the kitchen and all this stuff, right? And again, the arrows on the ground. So I'm just walking with my girlfriend, and we're basically looking at everything, right? And then you go from the kitchen area to the dining area, and then it kind of leads all the way, all the different parts, and then maybe it leads to all the outdoor furnishing, right? And then right at the end, it's got all the knickknacks, right? So it's got all the Tupperwares, and the plants, and the curtains, and the forks and spoons, and the glass jars that you might need in your kitchen, and all like the little knickknacks that you can pick up. And then right at the end is the cash registers where you pay, right? Now, that day, I ended up spending a lot of money, okay? A few thousand ringgit, a few thousand of my currency, and I wasn't really expecting to spend that much money. And the reason that happened was because IKEA basically sent me in a very, very specific path all around their entire warehouse strategically, so that I saw everything that they wanted me to see, right? And even though I didn't need everything, there was still things that I picked up, kind of last minute purchases, right? And here's the kicker, right? As soon as you pay, right outside the cashier, they've got an entire food hall with their own food, okay? They've got cheap hot dogs, they've got cheap, you know, soft serve ice cream cones. There was literally a huge line for that because it's really good, it's really cheap. So I ended up lining up, buying 4 hot dogs for myself and 2 sundae cones, 1 for me and 1 for my girlfriend, right? Spend a little bit more money. Super cheap, but they make money on volume, right? They're super clever, okay? And after that day, I thought to myself, I literally had an aha moment, right? I had an aha moment, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is interesting. Why can't people do this online, right? Because what they had essentially done was they had built the perfect sales funnel on offline, okay? And there were very, very few furniture shops that were doing this at the time. Very few department stores or anyone who actually does it. Actually, IKEA is still one of the very few that actually has this kind of setup, right? And I thought, well, if I could replicate this online, surely my business would be very, very profitable, because I would get to show exactly what I wanted my people or my viewers, my audience who come to my website, they would see the things that I wanted them to see, instead of them coming to a big website or like a giant warehouse where they might just kind of, go and see a little bit of the stuff, and then they might leave, right? Because they're not that interested. But if I showed them strategically the things that I thought that would benefit them, and then do like little bonus sales like, the ice cream and the hot dogs right at the end, then I'm sure I could maximize my profits, right? So that's when I had the huge aha moment to have a sales funnel, and that's when I started looking for a good online sales funnel, and that's really how my business converted. You might have heard this story before, but I tell this quite a lot, okay? But that was a huge breakthrough for me, right? And this is basically what you need to be building. Instead of a static website, you need to be building what's called a sales funnel. Now, essentially a sales funnel is also like a website. It's still an online property, an online platform that your prospects and audience and viewers will actually come to, but the difference is the way that it's set up, okay? So the first page that someone might see in your sales funnel, it might be like this, okay? But it's very important that you have some sort of opt-in form that pops up, or the opt-in form is the first thing that they see when they arrive at your website. Now, it must have something very enticing for them to, you must have something to give them for free so that you can ask for their email address, okay? So it's usually asking them to opt in for a few free newsletter, or maybe you're giving them a discount on your shop, or perhaps you're giving them some sort of free video training or free report that will give them a lot of value based on whatever niche market you're in. So if you're in weight loss, maybe this is a free report that teaches them how to lose weight in the next 60 days. You're gonna give it to them for free, right? So they enter the email address, and as soon as they enter the email address, what happens is they get stored on an autoresponder. Okay, now an autoresponder is an automated software that collects emails and also emails people automatically on a regular basis. Now you can set up however many or little emails that you want, and once you're finished with the automated series, you can do broadcasts manually to your list whenever you want. You can do it every single day, you can do it every few days. I recommend doing it every few days, okay? Because you don't want to piss people off, right? But you want to stay in front of them. That's the most important thing. Now, as soon as they opt in, they will see a series of websites that you want them to see. That means that you can design your sales funnel exactly the way that you think is the most effective for your business, okay? So maybe if you own a chiropractor's business, right? This might be your main website, but as soon as people come here, there might be a little pop-up that says, you know, that has a little promotion. It could be a little, you know, form. Every business is different, by the way, okay? But for example, it could be a little form that says, hey, are you living in the LA metropolitan area, right? Because that's where we are. If you want a free consultation, put in your number here and your name and we'll get back to you. And as soon as you put that information in, it might lead to a series of websites that slowly gives your prospects some value, right? So it might educate them on, you know, what are some of the main problems that people have when, you know, maybe you've got lower back pain, or maybe your shoulder's kind of out of place, and it kind of educates you and it brings you down a certain path to eventually bring you to a sale. Okay, it brings your prospects to a sale. Now, in a stagnant website, you're not going to be able to do that. But if you build a sales funnel and you customize it to the way that it works for your business, whatever you're selling, whatever your product or service is, this is the most effective way to be profitable. Okay, so I'm kind of, you know, what I'm trying to open your eyes to is that it's not about building websites anymore. It's about building sales funnels so that you can bring someone down a certain path and maximize your profit. Because I'm assuming that the reason why you want to build a website is to maximize profit, right? So how do you do this? How do you build a sales funnel, right? Well, you can use software like ClickFunnels. Now, if you've never heard of ClickFunnels before, it's a very, very powerful software that I use in my business. I use it to build everything. I use it to build my websites. I use it to build my capture pages. I use it to build my entire sales funnel, the step-by-step process that I bring people through. Excuse me. I use it to build my my checkout page, right, where people actually buy stuff. Yeah. I use it to build my automated webinar machine where they opt in for a particular webinar, I automate it, I get people to see a presentation that has been optimized, right, over time, and that's also a way that I generate sales, okay? And you can do this all with ClickFunnels. Now, there's other funnel building software out there, but to be honest, I've tried most of them. I've tried like 5 different types of funnel building software. I can give you a few names: Instapages, OptimizePress, WordPress. You know, some of them are okay, but Leadpages is another one, but I find that they're very, very clunky, okay? So if you want a funnel building software that is super robust, very powerful, you know, it's sort of a drag and drop, very easy to use, then I would highly recommend it. So if your question now is how do you build a sales funnel, then I highly recommend that you check out ClickFunnels, okay? You can check it out somewhere in the resources below. I'll have a link there for you. Go ahead and click on that. You can check it out if you want, but I highly recommend it, okay? Now, once you get ClickFunnels, then there is training on exactly how to build your sales funnel. So don't worry about that so much, because once you get it, there's a lot of training inside that will teach you how to build specific sales funnels for whatever type of business you have, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether you've got your own digital products, maybe you've got an e-commerce site, or maybe you've got a brick and mortar business. They show you in ClickFunnels exactly how to build it, okay? And they've got plenty of training in there. So you kind of pick it up and you go through the training and you learn to build it yourself. And the cool thing is that now in 2017, 2018, 2019, everything is drag and drop. You know, everything is templated. You don't have to struggle the way that I struggled, you know, 9 years ago. I had to do everything by HTML. I had to learn how to code my websites. It was super annoying. I don't even know if some of you know Dreamweaver, because Dreamweaver was basically the application that you use to build your websites, right? I would build half my website and then I would have to outsource the rest to someone in India to kind of, you know, finish up my website. It was ridiculously hard, right? Nowadays, to build a website, to build a sales funnel, it's so easy, okay? If you want to get some outsourced services, you can go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, okay? You can even check out a website called Upwork, upwork.com. These are all amazing outsourced sites, okay? But you probably don't even have to do that. Just check out ClickFunnels by clicking below, and go ahead, you know, get it, learn how to build a sales funnel, and then you can use it to maximize the profits in your business, okay? So let me know what you think in the comments below. You know, does that help, right? Look, if you want to learn a little bit more about building an effective business, I want to show you how to do that, okay? So also in the resources below, there's my little link there. If you click on it, you can actually opt in, put your email address inside, and I actually send you a free training on how I've built my affiliate marketing business. If you want to learn, a little bit about stuff like this and all the ins and outs of building an effective online internet marketing business, I want to show you how to do that if that's what you want to do. Okay, so you can click on the link and you can find that information there. So give me a thumbs up if you got some value from this video today. Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to try ClickFunnels? Are you going to build a funnel instead of a website, right? I want to find out what you're gonna do. And if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, why not? Why not subscribe? Click on the red button. I'm always coming out with videos like this on a regular basis, trying to add more value to your life and your business. All the best. Aaron Chen signing out.